Jesus has stopped to rest by a well in Samaria. His disciples have gone into town to buy food. The woman Jesus is speaking to has come to get some water. He says to her, "Give me a drink." This surprises the woman very much. Do you know why? It is because Jesus is a Jew and she is a Samaritan. And most Jews do not like Samaritans. They won't even talk to them. But Jesus loves all kinds of people. So he says, if you knew who was asking you for a drink, you would ask him and he would give you life-giving water. Sir, the woman says, the well is deep, and you don't even have a bucket. Where would you get this life-giving water? If you drink water from this well, you will get thirsty again, Jesus explains. But the water I will give can make a person live forever. Sir, the woman says, give me this water. Then I will never be thirsty again, and I won't have to come here to get water anymore. The woman thinks Jesus is talking about real water, but he is talking about the truth concerning God and his kingdom. This truth is like life-giving water. It can give a person everlasting life. Jesus now tells the woman, go and call your husband and come back. I don't have a husband, she answers. You answered right, Jesus says, but you have had 5 husbands, and the man you are living with now is not your husband. The woman is amazed because all of this is true. How did Jesus know these things? Yes, it is because Jesus is the promised one sent by God, and God gives him this information. At this moment, Jesus' disciples come back, and they are surprised that he is talking to a Samaritan woman. What do we learn from all of this? It shows that Jesus is kind to people of all races, and we should be too. We should not think some people are bad just because they are of a certain race. Jesus wants all people to know the truth that leads to everlasting life, and we too should want to help people learn the truth. See Jesus sitting here. He is teaching all these people on a mountain in Galilee. Those sitting closest to him are his disciples. He has chosen 12 of them to be apostles. The apostles are Jesus' special disciples. Do you know their names? There is Simon Peter and his brother Andrew. Then there are James and John, who are brothers too. Another apostle is also named James, and another one is also called Simon. 2 apostles are named Judas. One is Judas Iscariot, and the other Judas is also called by the name Thaddeus. Then there are Philip and Nathanael, also called Bartholomew, and Matthew and Thomas. After coming back from Samaria, Jesus began to preach for the first time, the kingdom of the heavens is near. Do you know what that kingdom is? It is a real government of God. Jesus is its king. He will rule from heaven and bring peace to the earth. The whole earth will be made into a beautiful paradise by God's kingdom. Jesus is here teaching the people about the kingdom. This is how you should pray, he is explaining. Our Father in heaven, let your name be honored. Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Many people call this the Lord's Prayer. Others call it the Our Father. Can you say the whole prayer? Jesus also is teaching the people how they should treat one another. Do for others what you want them to do for you, he says. Don't you like it when others treat you in a kind way? So Jesus is saying we should treat other people kindly. Won't it be wonderful in the paradise earth when everybody will do this? The girl you see here is 12 years old. Jesus is holding her hand, and her mother and father are standing close by. Do you know why they look so happy? Let's find out. The girl's father is an important man named Jairus. One day his daughter becomes sick, and she is put to bed. But she does not get any better. She only gets sicker and sicker. Jairus and his wife are very worried because it looks like their little girl is going to die. She is their only daughter. So Jairus goes to look for Jesus. He has heard about the miracles Jesus is doing. When Jairus finds Jesus, there is a big crowd around him. But Jairus gets through the crowd and falls at Jesus' feet. My daughter is very, very sick, he says. Please, come and make her well, he begs. Jesus says that he will come. As they walk along, the crowd keeps pushing to get closer. Suddenly, Jesus stops. Who touched me? He asks. Jesus felt power go out from him, so he knows that someone touched him. But who? It is a woman who has been very sick for 12 years. She had come up and touched Jesus' clothes and was healed.
This makes Jairus feel better because he can see how easy it is for Jesus to heal someone. But then a messenger comes. Don't bother Jesus anymore, he tells Jairus. Your daughter has died. Jesus overhears this and says to Jairus, Don't worry, she will be all right. When they finally get to Jairus' house, the people are crying with great grief. But Jesus says, "Don't cry. The child did not die. She is only sleeping." But they laugh and make fun of Jesus because they know she is dead. Jesus then takes the girl's father and mother and 3 of his apostles into the room where the child is lying. He takes her by the hand and says, "Get up!" And she comes to life, just as you see here. And she gets up and walks about. That is why her mother and father are so very, very happy. This is not the first person Jesus raised from the dead. The first one the Bible tells about is the son of a widow who lives in the city of Nain. Later, Jesus also raises Lazarus, the brother of Mary and Martha, from the dead. When Jesus rules as God's king, he will bring many, many dead people back to life. Can't we be glad about that?